guys? Welcome to Picksburgh and to another episode of Collecting Profit. With me, as always, I have Michael from Huddle Card Collection. If you guys haven't followed him over on YouTube, make sure you do so because we do alternate our channels every week. So next week, the podcast is going to be on his channel live. We should be back to our regular time at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But before we get started, Michael, is there anything interesting going on over in Huddle Card Land this week?
Oh man, no, wrapping up the year, 2023 going away. Hopefully, going to kick off 2024 with some good stuff. Continuing, hopefully bringing some good content, continue to grow the channel and stuff. Growing, we're getting there. We're getting with a little engine that could. So hopefully we'll, keep moving up. But everything's going great, man. Everything's going great. Happy to be here. Happy to talk to Mike. This is gonna be fun. Looking forward to it.
I'm excited for it too. Mike puts out some really awesome content. For you guys that might not be familiar with him, his YouTube channel is called Junk Wax Hero. And where I originally found you was some of your interviews that you've done and some of your live streams, but you also do like vlogs and stuff. Like most recently, I saw that you went to one of your local LCSs and you picked up some baseball cards and stuff like that. But where I originally found you in my YouTube algorithm was some of your like hard hitting interviews that you've had. I've seen, you've had SGC Peter on, you've had tons of people, but off the top of my head, I remember Peter most fondly. But it's just an honor for us to have the opportunity to be able to talk to another collector, somebody that really, really likes cards. And you can tell that somebody really, really likes cards when they're pumped up about junk wax. You know what I mean? Like that's how whenever I stumbled across your channel and I was like, wow, this is a really cool interview. But I'm like, this dude's name is Junk Wax Hero. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody that gets fired up for junk wax and actually names his channel after it. That's somebody that loves cards the way I love cards. So that was really what like made me start following you outside of like the good produced quality content and stuff like that is, the fact that you could tell that you're somebody that actually really, really likes cards and you're passionate about it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's important to me. I don't want to be one of these big time YouTubers that is only there because I'm making money to be on YouTube. I want to. For sure. I'm going to talk a lot about this tomorrow. We don't need to go in depth on this, but in my video tomorrow, I'm going to talk about why I love doing YouTube and what makes me not want to do YouTube. And I'll tell you, you mentioned my interviews. You've got Orlando in your comments here at Collector's Dream. One of my favorite interviews was with Orlando when I had him on to talk about his collection.
That's awesome.
Orlando's awesome just without a collection, but then his collection is spectacular.
What the heck, Gwen? We got to go ahead and get Orlando on.
We'll be sliding in your DMs later, Orlando.
Nicest guy in YouTube right there with the best collection too.
Yeah. I've heard nothing but great things. He's always been super supportive in our chats and everything like that. And just a wonderful guy. Big John's in the house as well. Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you being here as well. For those of you guys who haven't seen Mike's content yet, here's a link to it in the chat here. Anybody who's watching this on replay, I'll have it down in the description of the channel as well. So you can go ahead and grab it either place. But, as me and Michael always recommend, go ahead and check out our guests' content and, show them some support too, because YouTube's a grind. It really is. You know what I mean? And when you're doing card content, unless you're like one of the guys that has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, it's a labor of love. You know what I mean? It really is. So even like a thumbs up or a nice comment every now and again. Shout out to my guy Titus. Like almost every day, God is great leaves a comment on one of my videos. Hey, another great one. You know what I mean?
Has he been recently?
Yeah, he still does.
He stopped on mine recently, and I worried about him. I'm glad that he's still on yours. He must not have. Maybe he unsubscribed from mine, which is fine. But I think about him occasionally. Like, what happened to God is Great? He used to comment on all of my videos.
Sorry, now he's commenting on all mine. Stole him from me. We'll send him back. That's the way it works, But yeah, he's a wonderful guy too. It's just it's nice, you know what I mean? Like as somebody who spends time every week thinking about different video topics or things like that, it's always nice when people are kind and show appreciation for what you do. So again, like just like me and Michael said last week when we had like an open forum and we invited everybody on, like we wouldn't be doing this over a year if it wasn't for you guys showing up every week and engaging with us. If it was an empty chat, it wouldn't be too much fun. So
Yeah.
again, thank you very much. Um, but yeah, I guess let's dive right into it because I don't want to keep you too late tonight, Mike. What was it that got you originally into the hobby?
Well, I mean, I was a kid collecting. 1986 is when my collection started. So when I dug out my collection for the first time again in 2002-ish, when both my parents were divorced and I had part of my collection at both of their houses, and they both completely coincidentally moved right around the same time. And so I had to dig out my collection and go through it around 2002. I found 1986 cards, just a mess of 86 cards, but it was 87 that it was really nice and tidy. And that's when I really remember started collecting. And I was a huge baseball fan. And I remember the 87 season. Thankfully, as a Red Sox fan, I don't remember the 86 season. But I went to my first game in 87. Just massive, massive baseball fan from 87 until 2009 or 10, maybe. And I still am a fan, but not as big as I was at one point. Um, and so I stopped collecting around 94-ish, just because I was 15 years old, and that's just what, the stereotypical, I was into girls, but I mean, I was, but they weren't into me, so it didn't matter. And then I started collecting again in 2002 when I dug my collection out, my childhood collection, 2003, and then until 2004. And then I didn't have any money again until 2020. And in 2020, I dug my collection out again. I've talked about this a few times, but I was a runner, and then I had a really bad injury and a botched surgery, and I went through some depression in the pandemic, and I decided I was really bored, and I just pulled down my childhood collection, and it was the most powerful nostalgia trip I've ever been through. And I dug it out again the next day, and I was like, I need to find other collectors on YouTube, look it up on YouTube. And then I started telling friends that were baseball fans that I got back into collecting, and started talking to old friends about collecting, and just kind of snowballed from there into where I am today, like this pretty serious collector, I think. I went from having only junk wax cards and a handful of like late 70s cards in my childhood collection to having a lot of vintage, a lot of ultra modern, a lot of autographs in the span of 3+ years.
Yeah,
Nice.
just
So
from some of the videos I've seen, you have some great stuff. I mean, recently I've seen, well, I think it was like a Ted Williams or something like that, like really, really old vintage card. Like I suck with vintage. Like I'm a junk wax baby. So like
Yeah.
that's really like when you started talking about 86, 87, like uh, I started collecting a little bit after that, like right after Griffey was drafted. But my all-time favorite player growing up as a kid was Barry Bonds because I'm from Pittsburgh. So the 86 and 87 cards were the ones I was chasing because they were rookie cards. So like those sets are like meaningful to me as well.
And you've got Kevin's Cash commenting in here. When I got back into the hobby, late 2020, early 2021, I mentioned my friend James that I was looking for cards. I couldn't find cards anywhere. This was, peak pandemic. Can't find cards. And he said, "Oh, talk to my friend Kevin." And he introduced me to Kevin, and Kevin ended up giving me a lot of tips. Like, I had never heard of breaks before. I'd never heard of numbered cards before. So Kevin helped out a lot. And that's so Kevin, actually, we work at the same place. We went and got lunch yesterday together.
So it's funny you mentioned the Red Sox. I mean, I'm sorry about 1986. I am a New York Mets fan, but this guy right here is my favorite baseball player of all time. PC him, heavily and stuff. So we have that
love Fred Lynn. I have his
right there.
Yeah, I have his rookie card autographed and his second year card autographed.
Very nice. So I know, Junk Wax here, you had your Junk Wax, what brought you in and everything like that. But when you look at modern now and everything, let's go ahead, like the biggest thing that just happened, what are your thoughts on all this, all those fake, superfractors that were out there that recently, that whole big thing that happened?
So I think what you're referring to are the ones that DFW Card Sharks
Yep.
had on his eBay. Yeah. So those aren't fakes. Those are backdoored.
True. You're right. Not
th-
fakes. My bad.
They were errors. Effectively, they were came off the printing press wrong or something like that. I don't remember the exact details. And they were backdoored out of Topps printing facility. Um, it's a mess, and Topps / Fanatics keeps having these messes over and over again. And duplicate superfractors is another one where they printed 2 of each one earlier this year. At some point, they have to, like, the card economy has to say, this is too much. These are too many mistakes, and we don't trust that this superfractor I'm going to pay, I don't know, $1,000 for isn't going to be the only superfractor of this player out there. I don't know. It seems crazy to me.
But what do you? So, just out of curiosity, like when you look at it, and here's the part that there's two pieces I'm curious about. One is like I don't understand, how. I mean, I know there's thievery and stuff that happens behind that. I go ahead and get it. And why these were printed, I don't know. Were they printed because, hey, in case something happens to the 101, we could replace it? Whatever the reasoning is. But when they were deemed that they should not have gotten into circulation, like I don't
They should
know
have been destroyed.
why that stuff is not immediately handed over to some important person at the printing plant and done with whatever. But here's my other pieces is that if this is what we're going through with them, when really all they have is the baseball license, what happens when they get football, basketball, wrestling, and who knows what else? Then what happens?
Yeah, and they want to 10x the hobby, and
Right.
10xing the hobby means more parallels, more sets, more everything, and that likely means less oversight, even less oversight than what they already provide. And these printing presses, I don't know if Topps owns them or if they're independently run under Topps umbrella, but they have to have some oversight of these printing companies. It's bonkers to me that this stuff happens and just keeps happening.
Yeah, because that's when we were talking about it the other night. Like that's the thing that gets me. I'm like, so you're telling me, it's not like while you're printing, all the paper cards or all the chrome cards, all of a sudden the superfractors come out. The superfractors got to be done completely different, right? They can't be done all at the exact same time because the process for printing the paper, what you do for that, what you do for the chrome, what you do for the superfractors is different. It has to go through a different process. So that's the only thing that gets me. That's what concerns me. And so what? All right. So Fanatics has the licenses to all of them. Okay, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. We're not going to go ahead and change anything, right? I mean, and because they signed really, really, the deals they signed are long-term deals, so it's not going anywhere. So we can get over that. But this is the type of stuff as the hobby people, you got to be concerned about. We were talking to Alan. Alan's in the chat last week. He buys a lot of the higher end, the superfractors, the one of ones, and all that type of stuff. And I was like, well, how comfortable are you now? And he was like, I'm not sure right now. He goes, I'm just hoping I don't see one of these other cards that I just bought show up somewhere.
Yeah, and you
And
see that. You just scroll through Twitter or Instagram and you see people posting, "Hey, I have this one of one, and here's another person selling it on eBay, same
right,
exact card."
Yeah. So you really got to think like what the validity is now, because normally you'd look to eBay and be like, oh yeah, this person's a scammer. But like now that there actually is like multiple cards out there, how do you even differentiate? If you are found in that position where you find somebody like say on Facebook Marketplace with like, one in a Beckett slab, and you look on eBay, there's one in a PSA slab or something
right.
like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like It's just wild. Like, I wonder if the other companies, like the graders, are now cross-checking other pop reports for that specific card, trying to see if there's any duplicates or anything like that.
Well, I will say that Topps, Fanatics, whatever, they had a good response to this last one where they said they've already spoken with the grading companies. Those grading companies won't grade them. They're going to give fair market value or whatever to whoever bought the cards already. So they've responded well, but part of that
Okay.
response needs to be, and we have improved our quality assurance or quality check process.
Well,
by
especially when
by
it
doing
happened,
this.
what, 6 months ago, 8 months ago?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's not like this is brand new. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh my gosh, you get wow, first time ever. No,
Yeah.
it's the second time in less than a year. You know, one of your so I know you did a video on the on the Tom Brady. Do you think this is something we're going to see more of?
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. The gimmicks are, I don't think that they're designed for collectors like us. They're designed for marketing.
Mhm.
They're trying to bring new people in. You get the commercials, you get, so they don't interest me, but they're not really intended to either. I'm not going to go out and buy Topps Chrome so I can pull, or wait, not Topps Chrome. What was Bowman
Bowman
Chrome?
draft.
Right? Bowman draft, yeah. So I can pull a Tom Brady. That it's not for me, and that's fine. Those things don't bother me.
And, also you think about it, I mean, you look at the, the prices of the stuff and everything. It's crazy. I was watching a breaker last night and they were doing Bob Ross personals. They were offering the Bob Ross boxes as personals, $500 a box.
And what do they cost if you're buying the box?
I think when they came out with a what, 199, I think, or 249, somewhere in that 200 to maybe it was 300, but somewhere in that area. A lot, in my opinion, you would get multiple boxes for the price that you would pay to have a personal ripped by somebody else. Not you don't even get the box. You have to watch somebody else open it for you.
Good for those breakers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, just like Orlando said, it's good marketing too with all the different things that Fanatics is trying. What do you think, personally, like long term, like these Brady autographs, like what type of value do you think they're going to hold? Like I've seen even Lamine James posting like side by sides of like the cards that are coming out, the gold refractors up against his like really big like rookie autographs, and they're outselling like his rookie autographs like of him in a Patriots uniform, which is just insane to me.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to hold their value. I think you'll see, like any gimmick, they have a ton of value up front, and then they'll drop. How far they drop, I don't know, but I just don't see them being $3,000 minimum cards raw in a year or 6 months. I think they're going to be in the hundreds. They're not going to be worthless, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
if I were to pull one, if I happen to buy a box and I pulled one, I would sell it immediately, no
Yeah.
question.
Well, I know there was a guy who had a blue one, and he has it listed for like, I don't know, 3,000, but the last couple of sales have been for less than 2,000 already. So it's already like the blues have already dropped.
Hmm.
And is
It's
that
going
an
to be
auto or
interesting to
just
see
like a
what that one.
parallel?
I'm sorry, I was going to say it's going to be interesting to see what that one of one on Golden does.
Yeah, for sure. Was the blue one a just a parallel or was it an autograph?
No, it was just a parallel, not autograph.
Yeah, Alan has a great comment there. $500 gets you an awesome graded single. That's
It
my
really does.
also preference. Buy singles. Doesn't even need to be graded. Buy
Right.
singles. So
Yep.
anytime I'm at Target and I think, ooh, I could buy a blaster box, and I look, it's $35. I think, jeez, $35, and then I buy something on eBay for $35 instead, and I feel a lot better about that.
Yep.
Yeah, especially nowadays when you think like the best hit that you get out of there, if you send it in to get graded, it probably still might not be worth $35.
Right.
That's the sad part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're ruined, and it's going to be interesting. Like you had mentioned earlier, they want a 10x. Fanatics wants a 10x. The hobby, one of the ways they're going to do that, like you said, is printing more, stuff like that. I mean, you know, the value is going to, it's going to be interesting to see how the value is able to maintain itself. 'Cause I don't think it can. I don't think it's possible. You can't put more out there and expect the value to remain decent.
Yeah, and we see that this year where they have jumbo boxes and mega boxes and hobby boxes and breaker delight boxes, and there's so many different ways. They're going to keep adding different ways to distribute cards, different types of boxes, blaster boxes, whatever. And they will if you look at the pack odds on the boxes, they're much worse this year than they were last year. It's harder to pull a numbered card now than it was last year.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Do you think they're trying to build in some kind of scarcity, or do you think that they're just like, hey, you're only paying $30 for this box, we're not giving you anything valuable?
It's strictly money. Fanatics is saying we can increase the price of our boxes from a blaster box from $25 to $35 and print more of them, and which means printing fewer numbered cards or adding a ton more parallels, and people are still going to buy them. And that's just economics. That's capitalism, and it's working for them. We'll see.
Yeah, because the truth is the person who wants to rip something, whether it be, with their kid, or they want to get it for their kid, or they want to, do it themselves, that's really the only thing that's affordable. It's hard to go ahead, when you look at the prices. And I mean, like some of the hobby boxes, but if you're a football and basketball guy right now and you're trying to deal with Panini and stuff like that, I mean, it's absolutely, crazy.
Yep.
Even the Bob Ross. The Bob Ross is it's a cool looking little design, but I believe it's still what? I think it's still, is it 8 packs? It's either 8 packs, 12 cards, or 12 packs and 8 cards. It's still less than 100 cards in a box, and when it was available to buy, well, again, it was still like $200. I mean, for not even 100 cards, that's crazy.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah. Alan just said, how about the big changes in image variations, SSP, SP, etc. In 2024? I haven't heard too much about like what they're doing to change that. I know like coming into 23, they did actually start marking like, especially on the back of baseball, like that it is an SP or an SSP, just because it was so difficult to tell unless you knew like the line of codes and the like string of numbers, which like unless you're a very avid baseball collector, like even myself, I didn't know those numbers. You know what I mean? Like I collect some baseball, but I'm not like an avid baseball collector. So like being able to actually look and be like, oh, this isn't a super short print makes
that
it
was a
so
very
much
welcome
easier.
change. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I can't tell you how much money I've probably lost just like throwing, different baseball cards in a dollar box, not realizing it was like a super short print over the years.
Yep.
I think what you're looking at is, what is it? They're going to just going to be a black and white photo, I think, now, rather than an image variation, I think, or something along those lines. Is that what I read? Or is that what I heard about?
I'm not familiar with this one.
I can't remember. It's dang it. I'm trying to see if I could find it. There was an article about it, and it was basically what they were going to do is that, like where they did the gold last year, for the super short prints and stuff like that. They were getting away from all that kind of stuff. They were getting away from it. Alan, if you remember, if you could put it in the chat, I'd appreciate it. But I think it was like the short prints now, I believe, are just going to be, like black and white copies, like not even image variation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So basically just almost like a sepia, only like more black and whitish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. I was looking for. I don't know if I can find it, but Yeah, hopefully Alan will. I know Alan posted it in one of the discords that I'm in, so I'm
Nice.
sure he will. If he knows what it's going to be, but yeah, I don't know. The hobby is 2024 is going to be interesting. Um, you know, with now again, Fanatics more entrenched, all this kind of stuff they're doing. Um, you know, what are they gonna have WWE? I think that went through, right? They lost that case, but so they're
Yeah,
gonna be
they have eventually get it. I think it's like either 25 or 26.
okay.
Like it
So
becomes like active. They were trying to get it terminated ASAP, but Panini ended up winning the case that they could still print it for the time being. So I think at least until their contract is up, they can still keep printing.
yeah, so
Which,
I don't know. I I don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting to see where the hobby goes.
for sure.
You do nationals, Mike?
I've been to the last two. I love the National.
Going to this? You're
Nice.
going to be going to this one?
Yeah, I'm driving. It's about an 11-hour drive for me.
Oh wow.
Where are you at? Where are you located?
Maine.
Oh, nice.
Nice and cold up there this time of year, I bet.
Usually it is, yeah, but we've been up near 50 degrees all week.
That's like spring for you guys.
Yeah, it's nice. Rainy though. Rainy,
Yeah.
foggy. It's very strange weather for us.
Yeah, can imagine. Do you have any goals for 2024 as far as your collection goes?
Oh boy, continue on the path I'm on now, where earlier this year I decided I had to focus. I didn't really have a focus. I just, if I saw it and I liked it, I would buy it. Well, obviously, if I could afford it. And I found myself with this big, huge mishmash collection that didn't make any sense whatsoever. And I wanted to have a collection where somebody could look through it and say, "Oh, you are a collector of Hall of Fame autographs or Hall of Fame rookie autographs. You are a Red Sox collector. You are a, you know, that type of collector." Um, and so I sold off a bunch of stuff that helped me fund my national trip. And now I have a much more focused collection. I've also been working on moving cards into binders because I've developed a love for binders like I had as a kid. And so, like, I have a Pedro Martinez binder. I have a Carl Yastrzemski binder. I have a
Nice.
Donruss Diamond Kings Hall of Fame autograph binder, and I'm building up more and more binders. Yeah, big Yaz collector. Um, Steel City, yeah. My wife likes to move my cards around behind me because she loves the reactions from my subscribers in the comments. And then one day I pulled it down. I don't remember. Well, I traded my Yaz rookie for an upgraded Yaz rookie. And then there are a bunch of times where, like, they pay so much attention to the cards behind me. I don't even notice. My wife will move them around, and I don't even notice. I'll just come down because usually I'm just coming down real quick to make a video, or I'll be working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
So yeah, just continuing on the path I'm on now. Focused collection, binders. I've bought a bunch of binders recently with different, like, PSA slab sheets, binder
Nice.
pages, and
Oh,
some
wow.
top
really
loader
cool.
pages. I didn't even know those two things existed until
Yeah, my
just recently.
girlfriend actually bought a top loader binder recently, and I was like, wow, that is pretty awesome.
I didn't know they existed until like 2 weeks ago when one of my subscribers said, because I was showing off, well, not showing off, but showing my Donruss Diamond King's autograph binder. One of my subscribers said, "You got to get those into top loader pages." And I Googled it. I was like, "Whoa, those exist." They didn't exist when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, no,
I was the same
definitely.
way. It's same. It's funny you say that. The same type of thing with me. I didn't realize that until a few weeks ago either. So I heard somebody go ahead and talk about it on a video, and I was like, "What the hell you mean top load? No!" And
Yeah.
then I looked it up also, and I was like, "Well, son of a gun."
Yeah. And and Adam of Splendid Sports was showing off some PSA binder sleeves or pages, and I was like, I had no idea those existed either. So I bought some of those too. It's just a matter of moving pieces of my collection into them.
I did not know that those were a thing.
Yeah. Do they fit other types of companies? Like, will an SGC fit in there, or is it too snug?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's too snug because PSA's slabs are pretty significantly smaller. Like if I just grab,
Yeah.
Oh, it might fit an arena club slab, Anthony.
not significantly, I
Possibly.
guess, but tough to tell. But the PSA definitely is smaller
Yeah.
than the SGC, and that's a small SGC slab too. I assume that's smaller than their normal one. Maybe not. No, same size.
Gate City's in
So
the
you
house.
said that you had Diamond Kings Hall of Fame autographs. Are those uh autographs that you get going to shows and having them autographed for you, or is it something that you, or is it a combination of that and buying them that way also?
Good question. So some of them are done TTM through the mail autographs. I've never I have done some autographs through private signings, but if I so let's talk about like an Ozzie Smith, for instance. Ozzie Smith charges like $70 for an autograph, but
Oh wow.
you can get his Diamond Kings card from whatever year it is, 86 maybe, for like 30 or $40 already autographed. Now, that's not authenticated, but if you are familiar enough with his autograph, then if you're comfortable with that, I am,
Right.
but not everybody is. I just bought a card, a Will Smith card, and I showed it, and I got a dozen comments saying, "Oh, that looks bad. That's not a good autograph." And they're probably right, but I also only spent a few dollars on it.
Right. Well, hey, you know,
Have you ever done like the raw or not raw, but like the Beckett reviews or the PSA reviews on autos, or you just it's not worth it to you?
It's not. I think it's $10 for that, and you're just showing them a grainy picture from eBay. I don't know how they can possibly say this is a good or bad autograph, and
Yeah,
then they just take your money.
that makes sense. Yeah, I've never tried that either. I actually never even really heard that that was even a thing until the Chasing Cardboard
Chasing
Rock
cardboard.
Auto thing came out.
Yeah.
Um,
Look at
but
how
yeah, I
well
mean,
that worked out.
yeah, it ended up being a real auto. Yeah,
Yep.
so that was interesting. But yeah, do you ever get any of your autos slabbed, or you like just keeping them raw in the binder?
Actually, I just put some away. I got back 10 from PSA. I don't do a lot of them. It's only if it's like a big autograph or one that I think I might want to sell, and I don't sell much. But I well, if I also want rookie Hall of Fame autographs slabbed. So for the PSA registry,
Yeah.
I don't do a whole lot of graded stuff, but there are certain things that I want PSA registry, certain things I want in SGC slabs, like the 58 Tops All Star set in
Oh,
SGC
yeah.
slabs. Love that stuff.
and look who showed up in the chat.
Titus is in the house. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, we were
Appreciate
just
you being here,
talking
my friend.
about it.
I gave you a shout out earlier in the beginning of the show, my friend.
And I mentioned I haven't seen you around my channel. You ditched me.
So you do go. So when you're looking for you have a card you're going to add to your collection, and let's say you don't like any of the raw versions that you can find out there. Um, do you, and then do you have it in your mind that, hey, I only want this card if I can get it in this slab, or do you not care about that part? Like, I know how you said certain cards look better in a different slab. Will you buy it in a different slab if it's something that's that you plan on putting on your back wall or something along those lines?
Probably not, unless it's no. I can't imagine. Like I don't have any one of ones. I don't. It would need to be something that's extraordinarily rare. Actually, I bought a Pedro Martinez card that's very, very rare in an off-brand slab. I don't remember, like TSA or something like that, TGA. And I just cracked it out of the slab and I sent it off to PSA. But that was I think I paid $6 or something for it, some crazy amount.
It's
But I
wild.
wouldn't. What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna say it's wild how cheap you can get some graded cards if they're just not a PSA or SGC slab.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're truly graded if it's
Yeah,
some crappy company.
yeah, true.
But I
Very
have
true.
one Beckett slab that a subscriber gifted to me. It was a Shohei Ohtani rookie card, which was awesome. And that's the only one I don't like Beckett slabs at all. And I think they just look weird to me. Like they're the labels are off center on the top, and then if there's an autograph, the autograph grade is also really off kilter. It's just very strange to me for a mega company to have such poor quality of their slabs.
Yeah.
True.
That's
I would say I'd be shocked by that, but it seems like since Dr. Beckett stepped down, it's just been gradually downhill. I don't know if he even has any kind of real involvement with like the day to day. I'm sure like if they like need advice or something, he's always there to lend a helping hand, being that his name's on it still. But
are they listening?
It doesn't seem like it. Like I can't think of like anybody, and I know a lot of collectors. Like I can't think of anybody I know personally who sends cards to Beckett nowadays.
No,
It's insane. And literally the only
time
reason
I
I
ever-
have is for a video.
and the only time I really ever hear anybody on YouTube talk about it will be if an autograph is involved,
yeah, I would not send autographs
which
to
doesn't make
Beckett.
sense to me.
I did send some magazine autographs to Beckett because PSA doesn't slab magazines. They slab covers, but not whole magazines. And
Really?
nobody else slabs autographed magazines or
Interesting.
authenticates them.
Even CSG, who does like the comic books, won't do that.
CGC considers autographs to be defects, and they don't authenticate. Wow. Although I just heard that in 2024 they plan to bring on an authenticator.
Nice.
So maybe that'll change.
I think with the size of their operation, they need something like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Especially with more things, with people caring more about that. And that seems to be, I mean, where the hobby is going is, everybody's trying to get the autograph, the RPA, or just a plain autograph, whatever it may be. I mean, it's not really, just about the card anymore. It's, a lot of them are the ones with the autograph. So if they're not going to, it makes sense for them to look to get into that segment of the business because, if you have a bunch and you really like them, but you go, well, I'm not going to send it to them because they're not going to do anything with the autograph, they lose, potential business. I mean, they do have loyal customers, and stuff like that. So, from that standpoint, it would make sense that they would look to do that in the future.
Yeah, and I love SGC too. I just wish they had a registry. And when they do have a registry, I'll be really interested to see, do they take away any of PSA's business? Do true collectors, who I think, in my opinion, vintage collectors probably, I don't know if they outnumber PSA vintage collectors. Certainly pre-war they do at SGC, but it's just it feels to me like a much better run company.
For sure.
I'd love to see them do some autograph authentication too.
And just getting to meet them in person, like I'm sure you probably going to the national, you've probably met Peter, or at least part of the team. But like Michael and I, just going by their booth, it's like they just seem like such genuine people. And we weren't even there to submit cards. We were just there seeing what the heck was going on. You know what I mean? And they were just super nice to us.
I walked past the SGC booth with a handful of YouTubers. So we're small time YouTubers. And Peter recognized all of us. He knew all of our names.
That's
came
awesome.
up, talked to us for a minute. Yeah. I saw Nat Turner. This is the second time I told this story on YouTube today. I saw Nat Turner. He happened to walk right in front of me. And I said, "Oh, hey, Nat." And he turned and looked at me and walked away. So yeah, Pete, Nat, a little difference there. One of them
For
though
sure.
is grading 1 million cards a month, and one of them is grading 50,000.
True.
I am
Very true.
also a strictly on-card autograph guy. I have one sticker in my collection. It's a Sean Kemp that I pulled from the first box I got back when I was collecting in early 2021, I think.
For me, it depends on the guy when it comes to sticker or on card. I prefer on card, but for example, like Cordell Stewart, one of my favorite players, if you ever get a sticker auto of his, it's awful because it's off the sticker in so many different places because of the way he signs. So if it's a guy that's prone to go off the sticker, I prefer 100% on card. But I'm pretty equal opportunity. If I can find a decent deal for like a fraction of the price, if it's a sticker, normally I'll go that route if I'm, trying to be cheaper with it, if it's a PC thing. If it's something I think I can get more value for long term, that it's definitely going to be like a flip or something that I want to put in my eBay store, I definitely try to go with the on card just to try to hold more value in the volatile market.
Yeah, I just don't think the stickers look good at all. In fact, I think they look really, really bad. And so I don't want that. I want my cards
Yeah,
to look good as possible. And if I
for
can
sure.
choose between sticker and on card, I'm always going to take on card.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you have the choice, you know what I mean, and like if the finances aren't a thing either, you know what I mean, like it's definitely way better to go that way.
I'm trying to think of Cordell Stewart's autograph. I remember it's been a while since I saw him because I'm not a football
Oh,
collector, but
I
there was
got
something
one here.
notable about his autograph that I don't remember.
you're definitely more of a collector than an investor, would you say?
I don't think of myself as an investor, but
But you flip to go ahead and upgrade to you will flip cards, right?
yeah, look at that. I don't flip cards. No.
So when it's on sticker, it goes off in so many different
Oh
places.
yeah. You can't
Whereas like if it's
cheating.
on card, he does like a full loop and everything with the 10 inside,
Yeah.
and it's just like a really nice autograph. But when it's on sticker, it just
Yeah.
isn't the same. Like, I got that for $10, so it was a great pickup. But when
Yeah.
faced with anything on card with Cordell, I 100% would go on card.
Yeah. I don't flip cards. I sell very few. I traded my Yaz rookie. You can see it right above my head behind me here.
Yeah.
I traded up I think I had a 2.5 and an SGC, and somebody offered me their 4 PSA with obviously I had to give them some cash included. But I don't buy cards ever thinking I'm going to buy this and I'm going to flip it. Never,
Yeah.
not once. I don't think obviously my cards are an investment because at some point in 30 years I'm going to liquidate them if I'm still alive.
Yeah.
But I never, once I've bought a card, I never think about the value of it again.
Mm.
I think a lot about it before I buy. I want to buy it as cheaply as possible. But once it's in my collection, I don't have an app that tracks values, nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't either. I used to be a member of like Market Movers and stuff like that, but
I did too.
I'm to the point now where I do such like cheap stuff. Like I'm a bargain box guy. Like outside of like the few slabs I have that I'm not trying to sell on eBay, like I don't have cards that are valuable enough to like really track. Like I have like Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse rookie card. Like I do have some cards that are like
That's
wall,
cool.
but like when it comes to like am I looking to like see the values go up and down like constantly on them? Not really. You know what I mean? Like I might
Right.
have a handful, or probably even less than what's behind your head right now of cards that I would even deem worthy looking up their price from time to time. For
Yeah.
the most part, it's a lot of like I do a lot of bargain boxing, and I'll use a lot of like what I make off of like the cards that I get for sub $1, sell for like 2, 3, 5, whatever it is on eBay, and then go and get the cards I really want. Like that's how I got my Mickey Mouse Walt Disney rookie, was just flipping stuff on eBay and like working my way up. So I kind of do that, and then I'll also like try to trade on Veriswap for different PC stuff too, just with like cards I've like graded that I don't really want, but it's like, oh, it's a Trevor Lawrence, like everybody wants him, for whatever reason. But it's been about 45 minutes since we went live. I do want to respect your time. Was there anything that you wanted to talk about before I let you go for the evening, Mike?
No, that's fine. I could go another 5 or 10 minutes if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, not at all. Don't
Yeah,
mind at all, man.
Orlando.
This has
Yeah,
been enjoyable. Time has really flown
it really has. It's been a great conversation.
for sure. It's always nice when we have somebody that's like a genuine collector on, that's like super passionate about the hobby and doesn't genuinely care, like, hey, if cards are going up today, if they're going down today or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like they're still cool to me either way. You know what I mean? So I like that. I really like that about you.
Thank you. I bought a Tristan Casas card for Tristan Casas. He was a Red Sox rookie this past year,
Mhm.
and it was his Bowman Chrome rookie card in a PSA 10. It's the closest thing I've got to an investment, where I bought it right before he took off in July, I guess, because he was like rookie of the month in July, maybe. Had an awesome
Mhm.
month. And they were. I was thinking too much about the value of that card in the weeks or months after, and I don't know. I just didn't enjoy that. I'm not gonna sell it. So why am I thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean
Because that's
it's understandable though.
because the content on YouTube that is gonna come up if you're looking at it is gonna be geared towards
Yes.
all of that, and that's what, that seems to be what's driving the hobby. I mean, it's funny, I mean, I say, the same thing like you had just said. I'm the same way. I mean, do I buy cards to, flip them? Yeah. But like Anthony, I go into the 50-cent box, the dollar box, maybe the $5 box to try and find, $10 cards and stuff like that, so that I can go ahead and potentially buy, another, Fred Lynn autograph or something along those lines. Any of the cards that I have that are valuable
Hmm.
is stuff that I happen to go ahead and rip out of a box myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether and nothing, again, nothing. Oh my gosh, whether it's a Steph Curry, Genesis that I pulled, or I mean, from and it was not say by accident, but when I started collecting, I have a couple of Walter Payton rookie cards. You know, um, I didn't buy those. I mean, I've had them since they came out of the pack that I ripped them out of. So I'm the same way. I honestly, again, I cannot think of a card that I go, oh my gosh, I'm going to buy this card for 200 because in 10 years it's going to be worth,
Yeah.
thousands upon thousands upon thousands. Same way. I just don't really think that way.
Stick with Steel City here for a second, because this is a great comment. He loves seeing a single unheralded prospect. It's fun to follow their journey, and they're like your guy. My friend Ryan, speaking of Tristan Casas, my friend Ryan, back in like 2018, 19, whenever Tristan Casas was playing for the Sea Dogs in Portland, Maine, he started buying up everything Tristan Casas related, like $1 here, $3 there. And he has many hundreds of different Tristan Casas cards. And now Casas was, I think, third in Rookie of the Year. And he's sitting on a ton of Casas autographs and number to 5s and number to 10s. And it's pretty staggering. And that's exactly how he feels. Is Casas is his guy.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if
And
you really like a guy so much, you know what I mean, like that you can really get behind him like that. Like I've had guys that I just really, really like that. For example, like going back a few years, like Larry Nance Jr. with the Cavs. But even when he was a Laker, I still collected him because of his dad being a Cav. So he was like kind of one of those unheralded guys that like weren't really like the big name you were looking for, but it was cool to collect. But then
yeah, that
I've
was
had
me
other
with Robert
guys.
Williams of the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought all
Yeah,
of his rookie cards. I loved him.
he's super underrated, Robert Williams. Like actually watching the guy play, like
Yeah.
his NBA rating don't correlate to what he
Yes.
actually does on the court.
Yep. Exactly.
But I've also like gotten kind of burnt going after like my guys for the team too. Like I'm a huge Cavalier Steeler fan, so like I'll go collect all the cards. Like I think of 2021 alone, or 2020, whatever year it was, where I was collecting Claypool and Okoro like at the exact same time, and like both of those like just blew up in my face. Like I probably have over 50 autographs of Isaac Okoro. Like just out of Prism draft picks, I have like 5 or 6. It was like a sickness. Like any I found of him his rookie year at a decent price, I picked him up. But even a decent price his rookie year, it's like they're $10 cards now.
I used to follow, I still do, I'm sure, on my Instagram. I followed a Instagram page called I Got Rich Off Carson Edwards Cards or something like that. Carson Edwards was a Celtics player.
2019,
and
right?
yeah, and this guy had the most unbelievable Carson Edwards collection. Thousands of Carson Edwards cards, one of ones and autographs, crazy. And he named his Instagram "Will Get Rich Off Carson Edwards," something like that.
Yeah.
And he has mysteriously stopped posting.
Maybe he ran off with all the money. He cashed out. He's on an island somewhere without Wi-Fi.
Oh man, I don't even Steel City. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I've never heard Tucupita Marcano. Never even heard that name. I used to be football obsessed. Watched a ton of football in the last 2 years. I don't know. I just kind of maybe because I'm basketball obsessed more now than I was for years.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't watch much football anymore.
Well, who's your team being up there? You a Celtics guy?
Oh yeah, massive Celtics guy.
Yeah, you got a lot to look forward to with the team that you guys have built there.
Yep. It's quite a good team, and I didn't enjoy the 07-08 team that much. It didn't feel like our team. Like they just brought in Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's buy a championship. And this one feels more like our team. They drafted Jaylen Brown.
Oh yeah.
Drafted Jason Tatum. And yeah, they made some trades to build around them, but it just feels more like our team. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that championship in 07-08, but it wasn't like this year when they win the championship, I will really enjoy that.
Sure. I hope they do, actually. You know, I mean, like, granted, I want my Cavs to win, but I think my Cavs are still a piece or two away, like, unfortunately. Plus, they can't stay healthy. But,
well, plus
I would like to see.
Like the main piece wants to be there anymore.
That's been like going on for. That's literally the only reason I don't have his jersey or more of his cards. Like the minute I heard, like I was going hard for Donovan Mitchell stuff, and the minute I heard in the debut season he didn't even want to be there, he wanted to be on the Knicks. I was like, yeah, I still like him. I'm still going to root for him, but I mean,
he feels more like a number 2 to me. He's great.
I like him, but I really think highly of Garland. Like I think Garland is going to eventually be the best player for us.
Yeah, Evan Mobley is going to be really good too. He just needs a couple more years.
For sure. Yeah.
He's already good.
I went super heavy on him his rookie year too, so I'm hoping he does turn into like a perennial all-star and does something. Because like not like I have Okoro level autographs of him, but I have a couple. You know what I mean? Like parallels of his rookies and stuff like that. That if he ever pops, like this past week, I've been going hot and heavy trying to get all my Mason Rudolph stuff up on eBay because he just led the Steelers to a Christmas miracle this past weekend.
And he's starting again this week.
So that's like literally what I do. Like my PC goes through so many like resurgencies, which like I probably don't need to collect Mason Rudolph. So he like actually does something for the first time in 3 years. Let's try to move these cards.
Yeah.
But
well, this has been awesome, Orlando. I'm sorry, but the Heat are not in contention.
I mean, I like them too. They're gritty, man. With Jimmy Buckets and the team they had built around him. But yeah, I mean, Mike, I appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah,
man.
thank you very much.
An honor, a privilege having you on. Would love to potentially do it again sometime.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this a lot. And again, I know I said it before we started, but I appreciate you guys moving this up for me. For anybody
Oh yeah.
watching, normally they do this at 10 p.m., but I was like, that's so late. So they moved it up for me because I can't stay awake that long. So I'm
No
going to go to
worries.
bed now.
We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
again
very
for your
much.
time tonight.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Alrighty.
very much.
Good
Appreciate
night,
it.
brother.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yep. See ya. Before we go, Michael, anything coming up this week on Huddle Card Collection you want to talk about?
I don't want to go.
No, I mean we
wanna
don't
keep
have to,
I want to keep
but
talking.
I wanted to give you the opportunity to plug what you do too.
Yeah, no, I mean, we got the same stuff going on and everything, uh I have been asked in some of my rip and ships. I won't have a rip and ship next week. So last Thursday was the last one for 2023. We I'll get back going, in 2024 and stuff. Uh a bunch of people on my channel have watched everything. They want me to do a hockey break. So I think I'm gonna try and, put together a bunch of hobby boxes and see if I can throw a YouTube slash Instagram, hockey break together. Um, you
Nice.
know, I still would love to do my ultimate goal, and unfortunately, I don't know what it is going to take, but I would really love to put an all sports break together. Hockey,
Yeah.
basketball, football, baseball. I had done it. I had put it all together and everything, and had uh, you know, had it all worked out and everything. But you know, hockey is so hard because people are like, I can get into my baseball, I can get into my football, basketball, but hockey, so from that standpoint, but um, you know, that kind of stuff. That's what's going on over here at HCC.
Um, that would be really cool though if you would get a like that with everything. It'd be cool to even get like a mixture of everything you have. Like if you could randomly end up with like Garbage Pail Kids or wrestling or like, but that would even be even harder to come up with because then you'd have to not only assign the teams that aren't in a city, you'd have to assign certain letters or something too, which would be even more difficult.
Yeah, but believe me, when I sat down and looked at it, NASCAR and wrestling were part of it. It was going to be six, but the alphabet drove my bananas. Because how do you split it up, right? Because certain letters really, you don't have, you don't have a lot of X's. You don't have a lot of U's. You don't have a lot of, there's not every letter has a good amount of people to do in all in those name type sports. The reason why I was able to go ahead and get all of them was because even though you have 32 football teams, and you have 32 basketball teams. With hockey, I think it was, or I was 32 hockey teams, whatever it was. I know baseball is only 30, and another sport is only 30. But what I was able to do is I put Allen and Ginter in. So then I went
Mhm.
non-athlete, mini, and big. That was two. And then I did the non-baseball minis and bigs. And then I did the non-person ones. So, because
Yeah.
they have, flour and fish and
Yeah.
and
I have the
sandwiches and
Siamese
stuff.
cat one. So yes, I
Right.
do know.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was able to add four more categories to basically get 32 full spots across the board, across all four, and broke it up and everything. And again, it wasn't easy, but what do I care?
Yeah, for sure.
It
Would
was
be
going to be crazy. It was going to be massive. It was going to be
that would be
yikes.
fun though. Hey, no worries, Orlando.
Orlando,
We'll
look
give
at your
you
calendar and pick out a Wednesday in January.
yeah, man. We'll give you your own episode. And anybody else that's interested in coming on to be a part of one of these podcasts, the link's open for anybody to join right now. It's just like going to be post show. We're just going to talk hobby stuff for a little bit longer. So you feel free to click that if anyone wants to join. But Orlando or anyone else that's interested in coming on, we'd love to give you your own dedicated episode as well. So yeah, just let us know what Orlando. Let us know what week you're free, and we'll either have you on my channel or Michael's channel. We'd love to collaborate with you, man. But yeah, one thing I was thinking of, I go ahead, Michael, whatever you want to say.
No, go ahead.
One thing I'd like to incorporate in like some of this like downtime that we have, like not saying that it's downtime, but like we're not interviewing anybody right now. I've seen certain like live shows, like what's his name? Spidey Hits does this. He does like a Tuesday night Marvel stream. He's like one of the like main Marvel like YouTube guys. But he'll literally have people come on almost every week, and like while he's not interviewing somebody or whatnot, they'll do like breaks, like not breaks to where people are buying in, but like personal breaks, like somebody's ripping open like a box of their own stuff to like show people like, hey, look, this is what's in this Marvel product, or this is what's in that, you know what I mean? And like I'm sitting here like the whole time we're, you know, live, and I'm just looking like, you know what I mean? Like I got boxes just chilling there in my face. But I think that'd be something cool to incorporate maybe eventually, is like
That
a
would
little
be.
segment where we rip, whether it's like me, you, or you know, somebody in chat has something that they just got in, they're excited to rip, and they want to share it with everybody else. You know what I mean? Like maybe do like a little box ripping segment at some point during the live show.
That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
And it gives me an excuse to rip the box, which I need to do anyway.
Right.
Because I can't list them on eBay until I rip it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, what do we have? So today's so this is, you know, the last show of 2023.
Yep.
I mean, it is year number 2, episode number 1, or episode number 53. However you want to look at it. You know, I think of you know, as we reflect on, you know, this, you know, 2023 and stuff like that, you know, I think I look at a lot of the stuff that has happened in the hobby, you know, and the only thing that I want to say bothers me, but the one thing I would like to see, and I mean, look, we do it, uh, you know, Baseball Junkies podcast does it. Hey, Jason, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, brother?
A bunch of there, and there are other podcasts, you know, that go ahead and do it and stuff. You know, we're not doing one, but hopefully we can promote more of the good in the hobby rather than a lot of the bad. I mean, look, the bad is always gonna, you know, the bad. Look, the truth of the matter is, the bad's gonna sell.
Yep.
You know, if you know, heaven forbid, in the first quarter of next year, or you know, as Fanatic starts releasing more stuff, heaven forbid they have another one of these types of problems with one of ones or autographs or all this other kind of crap.
Yep.
I mean, that kind of stuff is just gonna take over the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't need it to. You know, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't need to be reported, doesn't need to be spoken about. It does, but it's, you know, you know, I hope that they can go ahead and 2023 is a little bit of a wake up, you know, for that type of thing. Like we were saying last week, it's like, you know, hopefully, you know, that they're able to figure out how to make it happen, and especially when all of a sudden, you know, they need to be concerned with everything that's coming out of that print, because they're the only ones that are, you know, going to be having product coming out of that print shop. You know, and making sure that everything is right, making sure that, you know, we're not getting extra cards, that cards that shouldn't be there, cards aren't going out the back door. Now, is that going to happen? Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen. And if, you know, and the truth of and look, and the funny thing is this, Anthony, when you think about it, the only reason in reality why we really found out about it right away.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. The only reason why we found out about it was because that idiot threw all of them up on his eBay page at the same time. You're muted now. I think you muted the wrong one.
My bad. I was just trying to set up a card cam so we could do a little rip.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
you know, think about it. If that guy doesn't put up all those one of ones, how do we know?
Yeah, we don't.
You know. So who knows what else is out there?
Good point. How's the sound on your end, Michael?
Okay. Yeah, right. Still City. I mean, that's the issue you have. You know, it's only again. I'm not saying it doesn't need to be talked about. It definitely needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be pointed out because that's the only way they are going to get better. But the problem is that it seems to just take over the hobby and that's all you want. You know, that it's amazing. You know, when you look at your feed and everything, and that's all it's about. You know, when there's people doing a lot of really, really good things in the hobby too, you know, from that standpoint. So that's what I hope. You know, I hope that type of stuff can, um, can be worked out and stuff.
Me too. All right. How's that look on your end? Does that look good? I'm gonna rip a blaster.
Yeah, like
Star
Wars. Yeah, Jason. Yeah, you're right, Jason. I mean, you know, the truth of the matter is you know, you're right in what you're saying. Like, I don't know how that person was that dumb to go ahead and do that. Like, how they went ahead and figured out, hey, let me throw all of these one of ones on my eBay page right now, right in my eBay store, and get them up there online. Because who's going to go ahead and say anything to just this one guy who happens to, has DFW, which is the Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth area where the print shop is, what's the chances? But thankfully, to your point, thankfully, still saying, thankfully they were dumb.
Very true. I feel like people are eventually always dumb when it comes to doing something greedy.
Yeah. Yeah, but Jason, why didn't he say that then? Right? He had that person, he, she, whoever it is, that person had the opportunity to say, hey man, these are not fakes or not like, hey man, I don't know. I bought them myself from a show. But then you got to prove that you bought them from a show. Because people are going to go ahead and question it. What do we got there? Who does
Got a Theru Lars.
So I'm a Star Wars super novice.
Grand Inquisitor.
Hey Steve, how you doing?
What's up, Steve? Good to see you, brother. Babu Freak. Han Solo. Yavin. And a Epic Clashes Mace Windu and Palpatine.
What's up, Sean? Steve, there's a lot of this in almost every Discord that I am in that is sports card related. There's, buying and selling inside of them. In each individual one. I mean, it's, I'm saying from that standpoint. So,
any that you recommend specifically to sell and trade?
No. I mean, I don't. I still only kind of sort of, to me, it's still, you still got to be careful. There's still scammers that jump in these. I mean, I would not do it in some of the real big ones.
Would you recommend like people using like a Veriswap or something like that?
I think a Veriswap where you have that verification. I don't know. Let's see what happened.
I mean, this dude's somebody I don't know either way, but I'm not used to backwards ones.
Bang! No silver. Damn it. Hey, Sean. No, honestly, I would. If I, the ones that I would do it in are ones where, to me, it would have to be somebody, some people that I follow, some people that I know, and also kind of like, like I wouldn't have a problem with Sean. I wouldn't have a problem with, like people in our chat and that type of stuff. What is that? A burnt card?
Yeah, they have these in the baseball sets too, but instead of it being burnt, it's supposed to be like lightsaber cut it,
Ah, gotcha.
and it shows like whoever it is actual lightsaber on the back. It's nothing crazy. It's probably like a $2 card. Most
Yeah,
of the time,
Jason,
you
you're
can
right.
get
You
like a
should.
$1.50 for a
Ah,
lot of these base characters, $2 for an insert.
ah. I mean, you're right, Jason. I mean, and especially because he wasn't even selling them for big dollars. They were in the $200 to $300 range. He could have put one up every other week, and no one would have known a damn thing. And but like I said, luckily the person was not very smart. So now, will you list all of these cards on eBay?
Most of them, yeah. I mean, if there's anything that I want or my girlfriend wants, like we'll take first dibs. If there's anything gradable, I might grade it if it's like a big enough hit. But for the most part, like if it's not like a $20 card or more, I'm pretty much not grading them at this point.
Hey, welcome from down under, mate.
Well, what's up, Dave? Good to see you, brother. Yep, Star Wars flagship, my friend. I was saying a little bit earlier, I'd like to incorporate some box rips into like the end of the show or whenever we're not actually interviewing somebody, just to, I don't know, let you guys be a part of what we're doing. Let's see
Steve
here.
is in the 1 Cent Discord and the Arena Club Discord.
Are you in Drumline? I don't believe so. Which is the people collecting the Star Wars drummer auto. I don't believe. No, I don't collect anything crazy like that. What I'd really like the main reason I keep pulling or buying the Topps product right now is I really want to get a Anakin Skywalker or Darth Vader auto of Hayden Christensen. So
Very nice.
myself, my girlfriend just keep buying them. Plus, I list them to my eBay and they sell.
And at $20 a blaster ain't that
Yep.
bad, you know.
And I got this for one of my Christmas gifts too, so I really didn't have to pay anything for it.
Well, there
So
you
this
go.
is just like a free fun time. Got a Sebulba. I'm guessing that's another silver. Yep.
Steve, how is the I have cards on Arena Club. I have probably about 100 cards, you know, in a showroom there. How is their Discord?
Moff Gideon.
Dave, doing well. They're recovering from. We had basically had a double Christmas dinner because we did Christmas on the 23rd when my daughters were able to where the whole family was supposed to be together. So I cooked then, and then on Christmas Day I cooked also.
I had to work, so it wasn't super eventful for me.
Commonwealth picker. Holy cow. Kevin in the chat.
What's up, Kevin? Good to see you, brother.
Way to go.
That's awesome. He said I already sold a Christmas gift. I used to do the same thing. If it was something I didn't want and it wasn't from somebody meaningful. Backwards Mandalore. Oh, maybe that's just all backwards.
The
Darth
Sandlot
Maul.
is the best vintage selling Discord out there. Some amazing cards and a room for every decade. Oh, that's pretty cool. A room for every decade. You broke a hobby box of Star Wars, Dave did. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. I'm really enjoying opening the Star Wars and Marvel stuff lately. At retail, I'd say my two favorite sets in 2023. I guess if you guys want to answer this in the chat too, and maybe Michael can too, but my favorite ones to open this year have been Marvel Allure and Topps Chrome Star Wars. I've done a lot of retail of those two products.
So Kevin's first time going live was when he was with you, Anthony.
That's awesome, man.
100 years ago.
Yeah. would love to have you on again sometime, Kevin. It would be a real honor and a privilege, my friend. Maybe have you on to talk eBay sometime.
Masterworks is a great product to open in the hobby. What's Masterworks? Do you know what that is?
Masterworks. It's a you get autos out of it. I'm pretty sure it's like a one card. I don't know if you've seen like the WWE set they had. Like I have like an Elias auto with like a table chunk in it.
Yeah.
It's real similar to that. I think it was like Fully Loaded WWE. It reminds me a lot of that. It's like a one card. It's normally in like a one touch, and it's an auto. A lot of these
Oh,
I've like sold already. Like this right here, I've sold before. Well, that's a decent one with the show just being out. I've sold a ton of
yeah,
Ahsoka stuff just since that show came out.
yeah. I don't know, Jason. I'm not sure what cheap football is out there. To be honest, I know, maybe some fat packs and stuff like that. Of some Donruss and stuff, but I'm not exactly sure what really is. What else is cheap there? OSP. Oh my
Yep,
gosh.
I remember that as well. Oh, look, you got a Yoda right there. Same set. Oh, wait, that's me. I'm like, look, you got the same set I'm opening. It's like, yeah, that's my hand.
Marvel Metal. You do Marvel Metal?
Oh, similar to Undisputed. So is there like 8 cards in it, or how many cards come in that box, Dave? I can't even remember. I've opened a few hobby boxes of that back in the day, but it's been a while.
4 mini boxes with 1 hit each, 8 cards per box.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's been a while since I've actually opened that. That was
I
back when
want
I
to
was
pick up
living in Cali.
a box of WWE 2022 Revolution. I want to get a hobby box of that.
I felt like the 22 stuff was a lot easier to hit on than the 23 stuff.
I bought a 23 hobby box at Nationals this year.
How'd you do?
I haven't ripped into it.
Yeah, no worries, Kevin. Got a gold little baby Leia there. And I keep going backwards for some reason.
Kevin, you do have the good Trash to Cash podcast. I can't believe you let those guys make fun of you all the time, though.
Oh, you know who that is? The lady
Mrs.
look
Reeves?
familiar to you?
Your actress?
Kind of.
Who is that?
I'll give you a hint. She is Moni in the ring.
That's Sasha Banks?
Yep.
No way.
Yep. She was in The Mandalorian.
Oh, wow. 2023, you can hit kabooms in Revolution. Oh, that's good to know.
Oh, yeah, that was this year. You get Revolution and kabooms. General Grievous that I just dropped. I mean, so far I didn't really get anything I'm probably going to hold on to. Most of this stuff's probably just going to go to eBay.
Is it Monet? Mercedes Monet?
Yeah.
Kevin on his videos every now and then, he does a lot of the WWE shirts in his videos.
I used to have a lot more before I dropped some weight. Now it literally feels like I'm wearing a muumuu when I wear most of my WWE stuff.
Dude, you should go ahead and, if you have a lot of them, you know what would be the cool thing to do?
What's that?
Have somebody make a quilt out of them.
Oh, it's not a bad idea, actually. I never even thought of that.
How do you scan
Lady
cards
fellas
on
probably do
eBay?
that for me.
We use both Anthony and I use document scanners. I use the Epson ES402, which I'm looking to upgrade. Anthony has already upgraded to the big boy,
There's
the
mine right there.
8710. No,
8170.
8170.
Close.
Yes, Mercedes is somehow related to Snoop.
Yeah, it's his cousin, from what I understand. Another gold card there.
Steel City.
I thought that said Twerka for a minute, but it doesn't. Should always be twerking to me though.
Yeah, Steve, but we go ahead and just, scan them that way, and then it makes listing on eBay a lot quicker because, to sit there and take pictures of 50 cards is a lot longer than you can run 50 cards through the scanner and be ready to rock and roll quicker.
Well, here, now that we ripped it, if you want, I'll actually show you how it works.
So you have the 80-40?
No, it's a
No. Jason has
81-7.
the eight. Jason has the 80-40.
Okay.
Guy took all his old cards from TDC and clear coated them onto his workbench. Damn, that's cool. I want to actually. I would love to make a table like that. Not with anything like really good though. I would like to have like a Mets table. Just have a whole bunch of Mets cards, as a table.
That would be cool. It would be really nice too. Like if you didn't mind damaging them, like staining, or not staining them, but putting like a clear thing over them, so that way you could like actually put like drinks down on it and like have it actually be like a protective thing.
Make it into a coaster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not just a coaster, but like you could literally make the entire table like have like a clear plastic over. I don't know if you ever seen those restaurants where you sit down and they have like all like the business cards or like advertisements. Like you could do something like that, but with cards.
I tried to get. I sent Mike, the baseball collector, an email asking him to see if he would like to be a guest. I did not get a response.
That sucks.
He doesn't know what he's missing, so you know what? Hey, anybody knows him, tell him. Hey, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have him on.
Anthony, Steve would like to know what you have and where did you get it?
It's the Epson.
No, it isn't. You have the Rico.
Or no, it's a Rico now. My bad. It was the Fujitsu. It's Rico now. They changed the name. It is the 8170. No. 8170. My bad. I'll show you real quick how it works.
He has the Rico Suave.
I'll run a few for you guys on screen share so you can see how quick and easy it is. I've been doing mine at like 600 whatchamacall, DPI, just because I've been having a lot of issues with cards just showing up really blurry, and like to where I can't even use the scans because like it doesn't show the entire card because like part of it's blurred off.
Oh wow.
So I just cranked my DPI up, and that seems to have fixed the problem. And then
I may have to do the same with mine because I was all of a sudden, for the first time last week, I was scanning Illusions football cards.
Yeah.
And the base was showing up like they were pink, and the bronze was showing up like they were orange. I was like, well, that's not good.
Oh, that's weird. All right. So I just threw a few in his sleeve. Now, one thing I had to do early on, and Mike actually taught me this, he ran me through it, was there's a wheel, and I'll actually show you guys. I pulled it out already, but there's a wheel that looks like this that's on the inside of the scanner. If you're throwing penny sleeved cards through it, it's going to grab them and it's going to damage them. So it's really important if you get one of these scanners and you're putting something through that's just in a penny sleeve. Like at first I was throwing everything in top loaders, but I went through like 8 packs of top loaders and I'm like, yeah, I need to figure something else out. This is not going to be a cost saving measure at all. So I talked to Mike about it since he already had a similar scanner, and he walked me through pulling out the little wheel thing, and that made a big difference.
Jason, mine, I don't have any problem. I don't have a problem since I took the wheel out. I don't have any problems with sleeves. I have tried top loaders and card savers, but I just didn't see an advantage to it. I may look to go back to doing it, but I basically scan all mine in sleeves. Hey, you see Dave's message?
No, I clicked off the screen 1 second. I'll come back over.
He basically he just said he's gonna message you on Facebook. He's got something to ask you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I did see that one actually, and no problem, Dave. Yeah. Any of you guys ever have questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or Facebook or email, whatever you guys have. I'm pretty much available. Sometimes I don't see it, like especially if we're not like following each other for a long time. For some reason, it sends a lot of messages to like a private folder that I check every once in a while. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up and just share my entire screen so you guys can kind of see just what kind of scans this thing will give of the cards we just opened.
But Steve, I would say, depending on what you are considering doing with cards and stuff from a standpoint of is that um, if you are if you're trying to scale up big, then to me, my opinion, the Rico Fujitsu, is the way to go. Right now, for me, I'm part time because I mean I just don't have the time to put that many cards up. So when I wanted to just increase uh the speed of getting images of cards, I went and I got the Epson. Like I said, it's the ES400II or two. Um, and that one, you could get, in the 200, $250 range, if not a little less. Whereas the Fujitsus and stuff, when you're looking at the one Anthony has, stuff like that, or even the one just below, they are more expensive. So depending on what you plan on doing, if you do it full time and stuff, or if you're trying to get, really uh, grow big, to me, then the Rico Fuji is the one to go with, from that standpoint. But I think what you wind up seeing, in the long run is it's just that uh, you you go through you capture images so
My
much
bad.
faster. That even like I don't use software. I don't use Card Dealer Pro or Chrono Card or anything like that. I still just basically use the scanner to get the images. And then I'm still doing, old school eBay, doing sell similar, and then, creating my images, creating my drafts from there. That's the
I don't know why I keep shooting me over here. So essentially, it'll bring up every time one comes through. I have it on a slower setting because I was having a lot of issues with my pictures early on. But if you can set this to a smaller setting to where it zips it through, zips it through, zips it through, and then right away, I don't know why I keep shooting me to the other screen, but it'll give you a little preview of what it's like. Now, once I go through and save this, it'll actually do the cropping for me. So I have it at it's either 3 centimeters or 0.3 of a centimeter, something like that. All the way across, it'll leave you with a little black border, so that way you can see any of the defects that are on it. Now, when you get a scanner like this, it's automatically going to be set to crop right up against the card. So that way you can't see corners, edges, like any of that stuff. So that is something that you're going to have to go in and actually change yourself. It's super easy to do though, especially if you watch like any of their tutorials or anything like that. I don't know why I keep shooting me over there, but yeah, it's literally that easy. And as you can see by the card cam there, they just keep shooting out. They're right up here, pulls it down, sucks it through, shoots it out really fast. And then like within seconds, I get a preview, and for some reason it keeps shooting it to my other computer screen. It really shows me what the card looks like. If it didn't come out good, I can just hit retry, and basically I'm going to grab the card and put it back up, reload it for it to do that. But yeah, it's super easy. It's a lot more efficient than actually taking the pictures with my phone. When I was doing that, I just have like a iPhone. It's like within the last couple generations. It's not even the newest one that's out. But yeah, I mean that's literally it. As soon as we're done with this, I'll show you what the finished product looks like. I think this is the last one that was coming through.
But I tell you, like, from my standpoint, even without using, like I said, Card Dealer Pro or Chrono Card, um, it has still made it a lot quicker for me to, to list cards. Now I also it makes it easier for me to list cards, but I do some work up front. Alan, what's up, buddy?
What's up, brother?
Ooh, how's it
Yeah,
going?
I use my if I'm taking pictures, I just use my Android phone. Also, the one thing that I do is I will do a little more work up front. Uh, in that I will try and take the cards that I have, and I will try and group them by sets as I'm scanning them. But I do that because when I'm creating my listing, um, I'll have my eBay window open, and then I'll open up another browser window, and I'll go to Cardboard Connection, and I'll bring up the sets. This way,
See
then
this
I
blur down
basically
here?
can just copy and paste the name and the team of the player, copy and paste it into the listing rather than sitting there trying to type it. So it makes it go, quicker for me that way also.
This is one of the defects I keep getting. This one's not bad. I'd probably still use this because you can definitively see where the card ends. But I
Yeah.
have some that'll literally start blurring before the card ends.
And is that why you get that white at the bottom?
Yeah, that's what that is. I don't know if it's like a blur or something from the light or something, but that's one of the main issues I've been having. Like when I first started, this is why I'm at 600 DPI, because the first batch I did, the first few actually, I was at like 40% of the cards I had to rescan again. Like I literally had to go pull them again when I want to list them and redo them again. It's a pain in the butt. But again, this is the quality that I'm getting. It's decent quality. It's a lot better than what I'm getting out of my phone. Some of the cards just react really bad to it too. I don't know if it's because this one is like a silver gloss or what it is. But it seems like almost all of these are getting that. Like, look, even up top on this one here.
Yeah. So
You
Jason
see the
says he
side of this
does
lieutenant guy? This
a
is what
width of
more common
4
thing I'm getting.
Yeah.
Where
Jason says he
literally
does a
just
width of 4 and a length of 5.5.
what's that?
Jason says he does a width of 4 and a length
Okay.
of 5.5.
Okay. I'll have to try to do that. Like I said, I'm still reasonably new, so I just kind of guessed what to use. So yeah, if it comes out better, are you having these issues at all, Jason, or anyone else that uses these type of scanners, like where it's literally like I can deal with this bottom part, but like this side piece where it's literally like you can't even see the end of the card, like that's one I'll have to like completely rescan.
The only issue that I
Look,
have, Anthony, with mine, I mean, and obviously the lines, that type of stuff, that's a different thing because of it. But from an actual scanning, the only issue that I'll have is sometimes mine will grab 2 cards at once.
okay, yeah, that happens sometimes too. It happens less now that I took the wheel out. One thing I did notice too before the wheel, anything that was in like a little bit thicker of a top loader, like it doesn't even have to be like a relic top loader. Like this is a regular top loader and it was still too thick to go through my machine.
Oh,
So
wow.
like
That's
literally
odd.
all I did was I just took a brand new top loader out and I put the exact same card in and it took it. It was like the weirdest thing. But yeah, I guess like certain top loaders are a little too thick for it. I did notice though the accuracy in a top loader is way better than the accuracy in a penny sleeve or just like the basic card. I don't know if it's like that on your scanner or not. I think maybe just having more space. Like sometimes it'll trim like the edge pieces off, like like those parts right there, like little line looking parts. Sometimes it'll trim that off, but you can see the entire card with the border a lot easier there than you can like even in a penny sleeve.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
Hey, Michael, appreciate you being here, brother.
No, I don't use software, so I don't have like how many aren't readable.
Okay, yeah, I haven't really been using software either yet. I did use a free trial of Card Dealer Pro 2.0. I've been listening to Bo too a lot in the morning on the Hobby Evolution and everything too, and it seems like a lot of people are having a lot of trouble with it because I literally tried it and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. I'm going to just keep listing by myself. But then the more I keep hearing like Bo had that same issue and then he worked at it a few days and now he's like way faster. it was a little discouraging, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean? Especially whenever you're. Luckily, like I was blessed to get this scanner as a Christmas gift. I didn't have to actually go and drop the several $100s that it actually cost to get one of these things. But like seeing how actual difficult it was to like try to use Card Dealer Pro, and like I uploaded 40 cards into it. They're old 96 basketball, like Allen Iverson rookie year type stuff, and not one of the cards was found. And I'm guessing it's probably because I did something wrong, because from what I understand, the only thing that's hard to find on there are, like anything that's like brand spanking new or just like really niche type stuff.
Yeah, typically.
Like, I mean, Bo was on there finding soccer, wrestling, like all kinds of like oddball stuff. And so I'm guessing I'm doing something wrong. But like I tried that, and then I also tried that Cronio card or whatever it is. And I mean, honestly, like I wasn't a huge fan of either, just from the first initial trial. And to be honest, I didn't get one listing to eBay with either, but I didn't sit there for many hours trying to figure it out either. You know what I mean? Like I ended up getting like irritated, and I just went back to listing on my phone, like out of my Google Drive. Like if I'm being honest, but I feel like to really capitalize on having an expensive scanner like this, I probably do need to figure out how to make the software work. So like it might just be like trying to schedule an appointment with somebody from Card Dealer Pro to actually have them walk me through it, because I'm like the type of person that like if I actually do it, I'm going to learn better than somebody saying, hey, this is what you do, or watching a tutorial. Like I normally learn better by tinkering. So I'm thinking maybe if I sign up for one of those like little informational, this is how you do it classes that they offer for free, maybe that'll help.
Card dealer.
Yeah. Maybe that'll help me to actually take it seriously. You know what I mean? And really stick to trying to use it rather than just giving up every time I get frustrated. Because I've literally tried to use it like 2 or 3 times this week, and literally within like the first 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'll just list regularly, which I know is probably not the best thing to do, but I also don't like being frustrated.
Yep. What's up with you, Alan? How's everything going?
4 2.0, haven't uploaded.
Same old, not bad.
Man.
What's new with you, brother? Anything? You have a good Christmas?
Oh, no. I don't celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
No,
Hopefully.
I'm thinking about getting some new cards, but I gotta watch that.
What do you think about grabbing some more Harpers and stuff like that?
Maybe just a few more to hold on to, and the way he's going, he's definitely going to get into the Hall of Fame, so I'm pretty reassured about that. A few other players I got wrapped up, so I'm done with their PCs, and I don't think I can get any more Jose series to make it any more elaborate. I can't believe how many rookie cards they issued to him in 2022.
You guys see, and Verdugo's another one of you guys, right?
Yeah, I just picked up a nice rainbow of his out of the variation in 2018 Topps Chrome. So they got the variation refractors out of that set in 2018 Topps Chrome, and I picked up all of them from the base to the super.
Nice.
Yeah, all graded too, so I got them all at least mint or better.
Wow, very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, what are the odds of them all showing up at one time for me to be able to gather them up and get that collaboration complete?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like there's a couple of things I would like to go ahead, and go and do, but it's funny from a standpoint of, like you said, it's all a matter of timing. It's like, not only does the product does it have to be like opened, but the person has to be wanting to sell it, and then you have to be basically see it at the right point to go ahead and get it. Like it's like there's all those factors that have to occur for you to make
Yeah,
it happen.
what's going on with y'all, man? What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, brother? Thanks for stopping
Nah,
on, man.
nah, man. Yeah, I'm just coming through channels and stuff, man. I've been through hundreds of channels all day today, man. Just going through live channels, just seeing what's up and what's going on.
That's what's up, man.
What y'all talking about, man? Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
It's all good, man. We were just talking about cards,
Training,
specifically.
sports card training.
Alan collects a lot of like high-end Bryce Harper and stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay, okay. Well, what kind of cars are them?
Just like baseball cards for the Bryce
Oh,
Harper.
baseball car. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool as hell, though. Yeah, that's respect, though. Yeah,
Sure, man.
hell yeah, man. Shit like
A lot on
that.
eBay. Do a little podcast every Wednesday where we're live.
Yeah. Keep the channel, yeah. Keep it going, man. It'll blow up, man. Keep it going, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I just been on like 100 damn shows. Yeah, just get, y'all like the 102nd show I just been on today.
Nice. We have
Yeah.
anything 102nd caller, Michael?
Yeah. I feel we just doing serious security clearance, man. It's kind of like just seeing what people talking about and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it respect and stuff like that. But what else y'all talking? Y'all just it's straightly just cars, right? Talking about cars.
We talk a little bit about eBay and stuff like that too. You know what I mean? But it's mainly hobby content.
Are y'all from America? You Americans?
Yeah. We're all from America.
Oh, it's America. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I gotta ask a certain question. How y'all feel about politics? You feel about how America working right now?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of politics, to be honest with you.
True. Yeah. True. Respect, man. Yeah. You ain't even gotta answer none of that stuff. He's the other guy left like, oh shit. This motherfucker, the feds right here. Damn, the feds is on the phone. He said, oh shit, hell no. I'm like, nah, man. Nah, y'all good, man. You go back and do what you're doing, man. Respect, man. That's all, man. Just coming through, man.
Thanks for stopping on in, brother. Appreciate
it.
Yeah,
respect, man. I might catch you next time or something like that. You talk about something.
Please do, man.
We're here Wednesday nights.
What times y'all come on?
Normally 10 o'clock. We're early tonight.
Oh, y'all do like one day a week or something like that?
Yeah. We're just Wednesday evenings.
Okay, respect, man. Respect. Yeah, man. I catch you next time. We can talk about some cards or something like that.
Good, brother.
Sounds good, man.
All right, man. Respect, man. Y'all take care, man.
Have a great one.
All right.
Bye.
Nope, my bad.
Well, hey, man. NSA is watching us. We know, man. Our channel should take off soon.
For sure, definitely.
No, but back to what we were saying, Alan. That's like the thing, I mean, there's a couple of things that I would love to go ahead and complete, but it's just like, you got, like you said, you really you have to. It's almost like surfing, right? You got to catch the wave at the right time. You got to be out there and catch it, and everything has to work out for you. That's what's hard about the rainbows. It's almost like surfing, right? And then Anthony, I'm sure he's still trying to do his Cordell Stewart rainbows.
That I am. It's a lot more harder than you'd think, especially like some of these like 90s inserts that they have are just so expensive. Like
I know.
Like you could get a PMG of the worst player that's ever played football, and you're looking at a few $100s easy. It's insane.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and the difference too. That's crazy. So between 2018 and to now, how that rainbow I just completed for 2018 for Verdugo is only 5 cards.
Yep.
Wow.
Now it's how many trillions of variations of colors?
I know.
I'm not going to try to do that.
Hey, John, good to see you, brother.
Oh, my goodness. No, sir. And especially for Harper.
Yeah, that would be a tough one.
Yeah, I'd go broke quick.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So, like what you say, so my son for Christmas, one of the best gifts ever was he was buying me PC Fredlin, right? So this is 2023, Fredlin Prism. This is not even the whole rainbow. Not even the whole rainbow. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's crazy.
And it's what? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have 20 cards, and that's not even the full rainbow.
That's wild.
Mm-mm.
That's insane.
You know, that's just nuts.
It's making it untangible for the regular collector to collect a rainbow. Like the people who would actually go for the rainbow, it's like making it really hard for them to actually achieve the rainbow.
Right, but like I was saying, the thing is, now you have to keep watching this product, but to go ahead and get the one of this, everything has to happen just right. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to be able to see it be an affordable price when it comes online, because if not, I'm not the only one looking for, that one card.
True.
You know?
It's difficult, man, dealing with one-on-ones. Like,
Hey, Maddie. Hey, Johnny. Steel said he's going for the Mitch Keller rookie auto rainbow.
That'll be cool.
That'd be really cool.
That'll be really cool.
Hey, sorry I missed the museum rip there, Johnny. Right, exactly. They keep going ahead every time you turn around. There's another one. It's like it's crazy as it is. It's like, you have you have the cracked ice, or you have the like this one. You have the red wave base, but then you have the red wave that is numbered to 199.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Like they're making parallels of the colors now. Like there's like 5 or 6 different reds. Like there's a red that looks like the little donuts. I don't know if it's considered a disco. There's the red that looks like the waves. There's the red that literally just looks like a red refractor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's literally so many different. There's the red cracked ice. Like it's crazy. They're red, white, and blue. Like it's crazy how many different parallels just of red they have.
And they just, and to your point, to Steel City's point, to Alan's point, they just keep flipping more.
Yeah.
Or you could just go Dom's route and collect socks.
That's true.
True.
I might just do that myself now.
Yeah. You get a lot more use out of them, probably.
There's got to be a pair of Bryce Harper socks out there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
I'm not trying to get them.
You know something crazy? I have a pair of Cordell Stewart actual game worn socks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to be a ball boy for the Steelers like way back in the day, so that's like one of the few things I actually kept for myself. Like basically anything Cordell, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna squirrel that away. I have like that and like a Jerome Bettis signed ball left. Other than that, I like basically gave away most of my stuff over the years. Like I like used when I wrestled, I like even wore the Cordell socks under my like boots and everything to kind of, just like sentimental reason. Always being like one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Anthony put the link to StreamYard in if anybody wants to check it out. Wow. Then you go for authentic jerseys, right?
That's insane. That's a little bit cooler than the socks that have holes in them.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That's awesome.
That's game used.
Team issue 2016 postseason Bryce Harper jersey.
Nice.
That was when Bryce had the distinct honor of jersey swapping with Allen.
Now, Alan, will you shadow box those?
Shadow box them.
What will you basically put them in a frame?
Like frame them.
I would like to, because it does show. See, the thing about this one is it was authenticated November 3rd, 2016, so it was after the postseason. Actually, there's signs of a little bit of pine tar from his batting gloves where he tucked the jersey in. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
They don't have that listed on there.
They don't?
So with the authentication process, sometimes they'll certify the team issuing, but they won't authenticate it as team issued or game used.
Gotcha.
But when it showed signs of that, I about lost it when I got it. As soon as I saw it, I picked it up quick. There's a couple other very known sites that deal with cards too. They have a couple of the jerseys on there, but they're way out of my range. There's no way I'm picking them up for $10,000, $15,000. I'm not going to do that.
Have you ever had the chance to meet Bryce Harper? That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, team issued Alex Verdugo's rookie year in 2017.
That's awesome, man.
So those are the only two that they fit me, so that's why I got them, because I'm a size 48 too.
Yeah.
Can't wear Jose Siri's a little too skinny for me.
That's
My
awesome.
midsection won't wear that. I look funny in his size 44 jersey.
I could imagine me shopping for somebody's jersey to wear. I'd have to be like Casey Hampton's game worn jersey. He was like one of the fattest guys the Steelers had as I was coming up.
That would have been perfect for football. Yeah, I didn't know that the variation in sizes for football jerseys were a lot different. I got a 48 size football jersey.
Yeah.
And it looked on me like a biker's top outfit for a cyclist, a professional cyclist.
Yeah.
No. Oh, that's cool. You live and learn. I have to stick with baseball. Stick with what you know.
For sure. Absolutely.
Hey, Rocky, what's happening? Hey, again, the link's in the chat if anybody wants to join us.
Yep. Or stay on for a little bit longer. Everyone's welcome.
Yeah, I'm done with vintage though. I don't think I'm gonna collect any more vintage. You guys have a lot of vintage?
I don't have a lot, but I do have some, mainly like Pittsburgh, Cleveland, weird type stuff. Like my best vintage card's probably my Walt Disney Mickey Mouse rookie card.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I guess
my
part of
favorite.
it depends on what you consider vintage. Because technically, cards from the 70s and 80s are vintage. But in the hobby, when people think vintage, they're really looking at 50s and 60s. You know what I'm saying? So, so from that standpoint. No, I'm not going live tomorrow, sir. From that standpoint. So, so depending on, when you look at it from that standpoint, that's one of the, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
But like my oldest card that, let's say, has any kind of value would be my 2 Walter Payton rookie cards that I have.
Whoa.
That and those were pack pulled by me when I was a kid.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's huge.
It is.
That's
big.
huge.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Closest thing I have is my Jerome Bettis Topps Gold.
Oh, I love Bettis. I started collecting in 1990. My first pack of cards was 1990 Topps baseball.
Nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
Well, the gum was fresh then, so it was good.
Okay, good, Dom. I'm glad you went ahead and got that box. When you get a chance, rip into it, sir. Please rip into it.
What's up, brother? Appreciate you joining us.
What's up, guys?
How are you? How's everything going there, Steele? Jason wants a bus auto.
Man, Jerome Bettis had some cool cards.
Good guys.
93?
He did.
93 was his rookie year, I think.
Yeah, 93. Yep. I have one card of his that's autoed that I've been considering maybe getting rid of to kind of trade up for another one. I'm not sure yet though. It's hard though because it's sentimental because I got it from a friend. So it's hard for me to move off of stuff that like I got from people I know, unless it's like in slabs that I don't want. You know what I mean? It's real easy for me to then crack those slabs and send it to PSA or I'm not as sentimental when it comes to the actual case that it's in, but like the actual card itself, I'm a little more sentimental about. So what's good with you, Steel City? How you doing, man?
Good guys. We were talking about rainbows, so I know when Mike was on earlier, I know we were talking about my crazy Tucapita Marcano rainbow collection that I pulled. So guy was a prospect with the Pirates for a while. He got called up and he was playing good for a while, but then he just kind of fell apart. But I want to show you guys what I've got for this rainbow collection. You guys will be you'll laugh at it. So I wanted to do it where it was all PSA 10s associated with it. So what I had to do was I had to buy multiple raw of a lot of the different cards in the parallel. So let me see if I can flip.
Oh, that's true. Oh, wow. Yeah. So you don't know what you're only going by a picture on eBay. So you definitely have to buy a couple to make sure you got, get a good shot at getting a 10. That could get expensive in a hurry.
That's exactly it. So I'm going to flip the camera real quick. I want to show you guys where it is right now. He's back on the Padres and stuff, but I'm going to see if this will work.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So red wave, orange, 2 orange wave autos.
That's insane.
3 green atomic, gold shimmer, 3 purples.
That's awesome.
2 blues.
Wow.
The mojo, and then the refractor. Signature. I don't know if you guys can see it. My camera was a little off,
but I
can
see that really good, man.
That was really good. Wow.
That's awesome. That's impressive.
Signature.
Yeah, he does have a nice
love
signature.
His sig.
When you talk about like unheralded prospects, for my case, it was affordable, and that's the main reason I went through with it. And when you see a guy get called up, you kind of feel like it's like, that's your guy, and you really root for him and stuff like that. It's just a fun thing to do, and it's just an affordable thing to do in the hobby. And hey, if they wind up really paying off, then it could be a decent investment. Otherwise, you're just
Yeah, it's your guy. It'll be interesting to see if that guy does blow up though. He'll be sitting pretty.
Yeah, so he's back on the Padres now. I thought that was pretty funny. They traded him, and that's how they got Jack Sawinski out of the deal. And he's I think Jack Sawinski had 30 plus home runs this year, but he's had a pretty good year. And then Marcano his bat just completely fell off about halfway through the year. So he's back on the Padres now. And honestly, he's a team that got a shot of success. So
well, it says something that a team he was on before desired him back. So there had to have been something they saw in his game to warrant bringing him back for another look.
Most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably a new Pirates prospect that I seek to collect and just put a potential rain on him. I like to do out of the Bowman draft or Bowman Chrome ones because a lot of those guys, the full rainbow for the prospect is that series of cards. I know you guys were talking a lot about the basketball cards, how there's a lot of and football cards as well. You'll get multiple parallels, multiple sets on rookies and on prospect cards. With a lot of the Bowman draft guys, so far that's their only card. So to get a full rainbow, it's a little bit easy when you're making purchases to be able to find what you're looking for.
So you're going to be going out to Paul Skeens?
Bro, I don't make Paul Skeens money. That's the thing is I'm blown away at that. Even just the even the of 99s autos of Paul Skeens, I think they're looking probably close to $500-600 from what I've been seeing. Don't quote me on that.
It is crazy.
For a pitcher auto, that's what blows my mind.
Yeah,
it's wild. And normally pitchers are just completely slept on completely.
Not him, not that dude. His stuff is going on, and Bowman draft Big John said. Bowman draft is it's a simple product. It's not like they have the cool inserts and everything, but the base stuff is nice and simple and everything. But the same type of thing. You go crazy with the the blue, the wave, the this, the that, and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, it's just and I think obviously, if you collect bigger name players, it's a little easier to get the rainbow. And I'm not saying it's not cheap. I'm not saying cheap. No, not cheap. It's easier just because so much of it is going to get ripped for those top players and everything, right? But if you're at like Steele was, if you're doing like that the not even necessarily the next level down, the 2 levels down or 3 levels down from there, that rainbow can be harder because a lot of people don't pay attention to it. So that some of those cards might not even get up on the market, most of them, because they're like, who the hell's, they don't realize that a lot of people that pull that stuff, but they don't realize that there is a market for it, that there are people who like collecting those lower level prospects, but a lot of them, won't even make it to the market to be bought. Not everybody thinks about that.
The irony is I was having discussions with folks that I was buying, like, for example, when I bought the True Orange, they were coming back at me saying, oh, well, I can't do that price because here's the comps. And I'm sitting there thinking, I am the comps because I just bought the other cards that you're talking about. So, and it's funny how if you do a rainbow for a prospect or a player, oftentimes you can, I know this sounds crazy, but you can actually create the market for what's going on with the sales of that particular card, especially when it's somebody that's like, I'm talking about somebody that's like an unheralded prospect, because folks are going to immediately, once they get like that of 25 or that of 5, they're going to be looking on eBay. They're going to be seeing what comps are, and they're going to be listing it at that price. So that's what it's kind of been for a while is, and I'll probably move on to, cause I go to spring training and watch the Pirates every year. So I'll probably lash on to a new prospect that I'm like, yeah, I see some promise in this guy, and just collect him. So,
yeah.
You're like lifelong Buccos fan?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh, so that's my team. And I don't live in the city anymore, but I still go out to Pittsburgh and try to catch some games. It's a lot of fun. So it's a great ballpark. It's one of the most beautiful ballparks in the country. So
absolutely, like the environment's like really nice there, even if they're not a winning team. You know what I mean? Just to go get out, enjoy some baseball. A lot of times growing up, I'd literally go when there were good players coming to town, because after Bonds and all them left, it wasn't too great for a long time. I remember chasing like the Griffey games, the McGuire games, the Sosa games, like all of like the big name guys coming to town as a kid. Like the year McGuire and Sosa went for the home run title, I went every single time they both came to the stadium that year, trying to catch balls and stuff. It was just a great time.
Yeah, Jason, Sapphire, NBA, and NFL. Those will be some sweet looking cards when they get Sapphire. When they get that license stuff, those will look. Oof.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool.
But you know how much that's going to be?
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be cheap.
Oh my Lord! Baseball Sapphire's not that cheap. When you go ahead and add football or basketball to it, holy crap!
You know what's crazy? I've been picking up some Star Wars Sapphire on expiring auctions lately for like nothing, like 49 cents a piece. Like I got a Emperor Palpatine and a Luke Skywalker just the other day because they were 49 cents. I was like, I can't not buy this for this cheap.
Are you guys Gixxon guys? Do you use Gixxon?
No. What is that?
Huge fan of it. But, and it's funny because nobody wants to talk about it, because it's one of those things where if everybody knows about it, they'll use it and they'll snipe auctions. But it's an app that integrates in with eBay and allows you to essentially snipe auctions at the last second.
Nice.
And you set your maximum on it. But I've had a lot of success with it, and I really enjoy using it. And that's especially when you talk about like the late night eBay auctions that drop it, that inexplicably end at like 3-4 in the morning,
right?
And you can it'll automatically do that bid for you. And I mostly collect vintage cards, 40s and 50s, and that's a lot of those will drop around that time. So you can get some real good deals with Gixxon. So I'm Not like I'm sponsored by them or anything, but I advocate for it.
Pitchers have the skill to play all positions. They do. They do have.
That's definitely a really good tip.
Yeah, that is a really good tip. I never heard of that one before. Rocky says,
I mean, that's something
no
I
to
would
football
probably.
and basketball.
Okay.
So Rocky says no to football and basketball. He's a baseball guy. He's going to stick to baseball.
Well,
I don't blame you there. You know, it's hard to stick with football and basketball even if you collect it right now.
What was that, Alan?
Oh, I was waiting for my John Mabry to come in. It finally came in. So I found a rookie card out of his from the Donruss 1994, and I got the press proof of his, which is a lower production. He's a baseball player from Delaware. He was born in Wilmington. So I put a collaboration of Delaware-born MLB players and put a collaboration of them together.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
You got like Paul Goldschmidt, Mabry, Delano DeShields, Ben Wilbank, which I trained with.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Zach Eloff is from Rehoboth Beach.
I've heard of that name.
Yeah, Zach Eloff's come up. He's a big prospect, and man, he really made some big waves with the A's this past season. So we'll see how he does next year.
Rocky's an A's guy. Dom is 98% baseball, 2% Sox.
I would have given him a higher percentage on Sox.
Hey, I mean, yeah, I know, but he said he's 98% baseball, so
that was really what I started with. I think most people started with baseball though, just because of how big it is compared to the other sports and whatnot. But yeah, I would say it's definitely not my favorite to collect, but it's probably one I'm more nostalgic for, just because like that was really where I cut my teeth on collecting cards, was with baseball cards whenever I was a kid. I still collected all of the other sports, but for some reason, like baseball just seemed to always be like the most popular thing when I was in school, amongst like the people that collected cards. Maybe it's because Ken Griffey Jr. was hot then or whatnot.
Well, it was promotion, but I also think when you went to the store, there was a lot more baseball available than there was, football or basketball. When you think about, in the 80s and stuff like that, I mean, you had, Fleer, Donruss, Score, they had all those in baseball and everything, but in football, you really only had Tops, you had Pro Set, but you really didn't have that wide. You didn't have a lot of, it wasn't until, you got more into the 90s when football started to get a little bit more with Score and stuff like that and everything, but overall, when you think about it, baseball was the driving force of the hobby. You had very little hockey, football, or basketball out there. And, it took time for those sports. I don't even know how much, I mean, when you think about it now, I mean, nobody makes hockey other than Upper Deck. The other ones aren't even. Well, I know that's true. Tops does stickers. I think Tops has a NHL sticker that they do. But nothing else. From that standpoint. So
I saw a comment earlier that said, I can't remember who said it, but basically they're surprised that Upper Deck hasn't picked up hockey yet. And honestly, I'm surprised that they haven't tried to pick up hockey, and I'm honestly surprised they haven't tried to go after like Marvel yet either. With that being,
I mean, Fanatics.
That's what I meant. Fanatics. Yeah, I thought for sure they would have already made a move on that. I mean, when you're going after wrestling, like you think you'd start going after the hockey and Marvel and those type of categories too.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if wrestling has a bigger audience than hockey does, especially in the U.S. I mean, obviously, when you get with our friends to the north, obviously, they're going to drive the hockey market, and I'm not saying that the U.S. doesn't have that, but I think Whereas when we look at, I think when it's like with anything else, right? Because it's it's not on TV that much. It's it's very you're limited in how much you could watch it. From that standpoint, and then you think about it. What do what could you do? Can you really name, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 players? That are current. Maybe whereas you can rattle off plenty of football, basketball, and baseball players and wrestlers for the matter of that fact.
I probably can't even rattle off 15 to 20 Penguins, and that's like the only team I follow. Sadly. So yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that point. But then again, like it's super weird. Like I don't know if hockey is like this in other cities, but in Pittsburgh, the Penguins play on Fox Sports Pittsburgh, which is like a specialty like sports channel that unless you have like a better sports package, it's just not going to come with basic cable. Like the Steelers, like as long as you have basic cable, you can get like the same thing anybody with a coat hanger can get. You know what I mean? Like you can get the Steelers, but like the Pirates and the Pens, like you have to actually have Fox Sports Pittsburgh to actually be able to watch their games.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's like that in other parts of the country with like your hockey teams or other sports teams or whatnot, but I would imagine that makes it a lot harder for the card market too, because when somebody like me who would actually sit there and watch a game can't even access it because I don't have that package. You know what I mean? Like there's probably a lot of people that I would imagine it would impact the growth of the sport like altogether, especially in the States.
Like, well,
go ahead.
I'm saying, I think that's why when you look at baseball and when you look at hockey, in my opinion, they are a little more they're more regionalized than they are national. When you look at football, I mean, look, football owns, a day of the week when their season is. Nobody, I mean, no one even tries to go up against them again, no matter what. Where that doesn't happen in the other sports. I think, but I think that's the problem you have is, unless you're, it's just the national viewership that, that basketball gets and that, football gets is just very, very different than hockey and baseball. There are a few teams, but in baseball, like when Turner had, the team from Georgia and he put them on TBS and then TBS became a super station, and then, little kids in Tacoma, Washington, could watch, the team from Atlanta play, play baseball. That's how they gained, notoriety throughout the US.
Anthony, to your point, when you were talking about the TV deal for Pirates and Pens, that was one of the biggest criticisms that I saw on social media from Pirates fans was a lot of people are going to full streaming now for their cable capabilities, and those streaming packages are limiting their ability to see those local cable channels that they are broadcasting the Pens and the Pirates on. I forget the name of the one that they're on because I'm out of market anyway, and I do MLB TV, but local streaming options was one of the biggest things that people were looking for in the Pittsburgh market, because they're like, hey man, like I don't pay for cable. I use this package and I'm happy to pay for an add-on from MLB to do that in a local market, but it's just not an option that's available to them. And they're going to see more and more of that as people move away from like hard cable.
For sure.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And to your point, if you have the MLB package and you live in the area where your team is, but again, you do streaming or you don't have your standard cable package, you can't watch the games. Like Dom, I think like some guys, people now, I know like Dom is one of them, where it's like he has to get a VPN and the VPN has to make believe that he's, in Delaware. or that he's in Pennsylvania or in Hawaii, so that he could watch the Mets games,
That's
living in
crazy.
Rocky Point, New York, because
I
he
never even
can't
thought to
because
try that.
what?
I never even thought to try that. I signed up for the NBA network, or not network, but like package to where you can watch all the NBA games a few years
Mhm.
ago. And literally I couldn't get the Cavs games because they were telling me I was in network.
Right.
But Pittsburgh can't get the games anyway because they play on Fox Sports Ohio, which is not in Pennsylvania's network. So it's like I was like damned if I do, damned if I don't, because I'm close enough to Ohio to where like it's like a 2-hour drive to where I should be able to theoretically get the signal of their game, but because they're on a specialty like server, just like the Penguins and the Pirates are, it still can't get them even if I go on to the NBA package or whatever. But yeah, I
Right.
never even thought to try a VPN to like trick it to say I was somewhere else. That's a really good idea.
That's
That's
what
stupid that
a
you even
bunch of
have
people
to.
are doing.
If you're paying that much for the package, you should get every single team like they advertise.
That's one of the things that that a lot of that they're trying to fight with the whole thing with the MLB. Well, I'm only talking about MLB. I don't know about the other ones, but well, actually, it happens everywhere, because even if the game is on regular TV and you have a package, it won't show on that package. So even if you don't have regular TV and you just are a streamer, you can't watch a local game unless you figure out a way to to get to it. From that standpoint, but that's what you have to wind up doing. And that's what they're trying to get, is like a, whatever you want to call these coalitions or so, that's trying to talk to MLB and saying, hey, this blackout thing is, with the way ticket prices are and all the other kind of stuff going, you're losing market because people can't go to the game, and then they can't watch it at home. At least let them be able to watch it at home, and you can gain some of that market, and maybe all of a sudden then they will want to go to a game when they see that the team is, when they're like, hey, I've seen these guys play for the last couple of months. You know what? I've saved up some money. Let me go to a game now. Whereas they're not really, people aren't given that opportunity because you can't watch them.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
Well, hey, I appreciate you guys letting me join you.
Hey, we appreciate
sir.
you, brother.
Anytime.
Thanks for stopping in. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah.
I'll definitely join into your channel soon. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Sounds good,
Appreciate you.
brother.
Thanks.
You have a good night.
You too. Have a good one. Yeah, but that's, it's crazy. I mean, I'm fortunate. I get the MLB package. I don't really want to watch, the team, the local team. So I mean, it's great because you get to watch, the Mets, and you get to watch,
Yeah,
and stuff. But also, I mean, I like, I don't necessarily have to just watch the one team. I don't mind watching, Rockies A's play, or the Padres play or something along those lines also. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, I can do that too. Like basically any team, I'm pretty equal opportunity with watching for the most part.
But you want to be able to watch your team.
Correct. Because there's nothing like your team, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's cool. Like, if you're a fan of the sport, it's cool to watch some kids play it, you know what I mean? But you're not going to get the same feeling where you're actually invested in it if it's not your team, barring you having like a fantasy player or a bunch of cards of somebody, you know what I mean? It's not going to like actually make a difference to you if somebody wins or loses, and I love that like feeling of like actually like rooting the team on and like being invested in what's happening.
Yeah, and fantasy, fantasy has changed that also. We were watching, on Christmas Day when we were sitting here and we were watching, the Raiders and and the Chiefs play, and I like the Raiders. They're probably right after the Jets. They're my team right there and everything. But I'm screaming, for Patty Mahomes and Travis Kelce to go ahead and be able to do something. My wife is like, but you like the Raiders. What are you doing? I go, yeah, but if Kelsey and Mahomes do well, my fantasy team's going to do well, and I might make it to a championship game. So it has changed the way you look at things. From that standpoint, it definitely has.
Mm-hmm. That is for sure.
Yeah, that's true, Dommy. Besides Ronnie, man, yeah, unfortunately, he's out for a while. Very true. That's a good point there, Steel City. From the standpoint of is, if you want to watch your team play, and baseball's 3 out, that is a lot of baseball to try and watch to be able to follow a whole bunch of other teams.
Yeah, definitely is. Cool. Well, we've been got a little over 2 hours. Anything you guys want to touch on before we start to wrap things up?
All I want to say is Happy New Year, folks. Looking forward to 2024. Working on a guest for next week. If we don't have, I think we're going to talk about how we're going to, hobby outlook 2024. What's going to go where, things we plan on doing, plans that I plan on doing, from a collecting profit type of standpoint and moving forward, well, stuff like that. So that's what I'm hopefully looking for. And, and sitting back and watching pictures of Alan's badass cards in Discord.
That's never a bad thing.
No, not at all.
I just happen to be fortunate to be able to get those collections together. I've always wanted to collect Harper since he started coming up, and his cards even then, because of his hype, was ridiculous. So it's been pretty awesome to be able to get that dream collaboration together of him finally.
For sure.
I mean, down the road, I'm going to keep him for now. Later when I get older, they'll have some value when he's in the Hall of Fame or whatever, and I'll give them to somebody else who will appreciate him.
Makes a lot of sense.
Hey, I agree.
You, Happy New Year to you too.
Happy New Year to you too, buddy. Enjoy it with the kids. Hopefully they'll design better products this year. I was disappointed with that Topps Black.
Yeah.
Black looked awful. What did you guys think?
I didn't really rip any of the black this year. I ripped a good bit of it last year. But I didn't rip any of it this year. So last night I was watching Triple Diamond because, like I said, they're one of the few breakers that I will watch on a regular basis. Happy New Year, Steel City. And so they were doing a case of Chrome Black, and they had a filler for $39. And the filler was for the New York Yankees. I won the filler. And nice. One of the cards that was pulled was an Anthony Volpe on-card auto.
What? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I can't wait. I can't wait to get that next week. Hopefully it gets in the mail this week. I can't wait to go ahead and see it up close and personal next week.
That's crazy. You should what kind of link or what? You have a link for that? We could check it out.
Yeah, I could get one. I'll post it in the Discord.
Okay, that'll be cool.
I'll post it in the Discord. Yeah.
$39 for one of his, huh?
And they had that team priced at $245 for the case of black.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, I'll get in for a filler for $39. What the hell? And the guy was like, we got to shuffle it 9 times. And I'm watching. I'm like, what's the chances? Like, guys had, I'm like, but all of a sudden he's like, Huddle Card, spot 1. I was like, what? Huh? What the hell? I'm like, all right.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Decide to sell it. That's the guy Chef's going after heavy right now is
Volpe.
Yeah,
that's his guy. He's
I would trade him, but the Wilsons don't have that much value anymore.
No, they do not. I guess he missed out on that one, huh?
He missed that. He held on a little too long.
Well, I mean, if you change your mind, I have a whole bunch of base Wilson on eBay.
Well, I know this much. I'm happy I didn't heavily invest in Wander Franco.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Thank God for that.
Oh,
Yep.
I know, right?
That would be a rough one. Can you imagine though, like the people that did, like literally go 6 figures into Wander?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
Big
rough.
time. Just
Be very rough.
I got one, and that was it, and a small one, and I was like, well, wait a minute, let me see, and just listen to my intuition on him and a few other players. I didn't go any farther with him, but yeah, it's pretty sad to see that something like that would occur, and
That's smart.
just awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other interesting
it's
one.
wild, man, to think like that guy had so much going for him.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I'm lagging on my end, so my bad.
And he, and he had the contract also. But Steel City brought it up. Yeah, the Dominican Authority is searching for him.
Yeah, they raided 2 of his homes already.
Yep.
I was like, I've been checking and checking and checking for information on him to see what's going on. I said, oh, he got reinstated. That might be something positive, but I was like, we'll wait to see what really happens and transpires with the situation first before I decide to continue possible investment with him. And
well, I think the thing is that whatever his ceiling might have been from a card perspective, it won't go back because there are some people who it's not going to matter, right? I mean, it doesn't, it doesn't make a difference, so, with the hype and all the other kind of stuff, I mean, who knows where it'll be.
I mean, I'll hold on to him. I'm not going to get rid of him.
No, you might as well. I mean, you might as well go ahead and, and hold on to him. I mean, I still think, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. We will see. We will see what happens.
Most definitely. Well, thanks for sliding me in. That was fun.
You're welcome,
You're always
sir.
welcome, brother.
Always welcome.
You're always welcome. We appreciate you coming on.
Everybody's always welcome.
It's a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
We try.
Sure.
All right. Good night, gentlemen.
All right. Good night. Anthony, what do you got coming up on yours, man? What's happening with you?
I got a couple vlogs coming out the rest of the week. Probably put out a couple travel things. So I got a few vacation videos left that I haven't put out yet. Then I got a bunch of card stuff in my drive yet to upload yet. Chef just got a SGC order back. So we're going to be having a SGC reveal come to the channel of all the heat he got. He's been getting a lot of prospecting done. So
Nice.
It's going to be real heavy in baseball prospects, even like football prospects. He likes the whole Bowman U thing as well. So he's been taking advantage of that SGC, Bowman Tops promos that they've been doing.
Yep.
And so it should be pretty good. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just the same old stuff. If I get some time, maybe this weekend, if I'm not working, I might try to, put out a little bit more stuff. But for the most part, just same old, same old. Probably have a few vlogs out the rest of the week, and then we'll be back next week for another one of these fun-filled episodes on Michael's channel.
You got it.
But again, guys, anybody want to come on in the future, just DM either one of us, and we'll make it happen for you. Again, we appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Definitely.